Oh, let's not get started just yet. Right, hello everyone. Let me just share that I'm live so that people know I'm here. Tier 4 white. Round 5. Right, welcome. I've shared it now, so let me just make sure the stream's working. It looks like it is. So, we are now into the second half of the season. Unfortunately, what happened was the lobby crashed right after the sprint race. No results were saved from the sprint, but let me just scroll up a little bit in our results page because we can't watch it, but I can tell you what actually happened in qualifying and in the results. Let me just scroll, keep scrolling. So, in qualifying, it looks like yeah, Shadow Wolf was once again the top qualifier. He had a tenth of a second gap ahead of Doslayer, so it improved qualifying for him. Then we had X in P3, Hulk was in P4, and Monty rounded out the top 5 in qualifying. And then what happened in the sprint race was Shadow won once again. Bendit finished second and Hulk finished third, so really good for the two new guys to get a podium. Unfortunately, we can't watch how they did that. Boa managed to improve into fourth in the Nissan 2013 version, so that's a pretty good result for him. And then NTO fifth in the Renault, Doslayer sixth in the GR Supra, so he dropped from second to sixth in the sprint. Not a great result in the end for him. CI Falcon in seventh, JP in eighth, Monty in ninth, and Jezza on reverse grid pole. And then outside the top 10, Charizard didn't score points, neither did Munkin, Khan, Matthew, or Juho. So that's where we're at. This track, Lago Maggiore, short. It's a short, one of the short ones. We let me just. Yep, there we go. Can I do comms for your tier? Well, I could try. I mean, I might end up doing it anyway if whoever I put as your commentator decides not to show up. But I don't know. Yeah, I have to think about commentary. Actually, I don't know if we're doing 8 tiers. We might only have like four or five commentators. Right, that'll be my job for next week. Trying to find some. But yeah. Anyway, Lago Maggiore East. This is a track. Even though we're on 5 times tyre wear, if you are very good on tyres and your car's decent enough on them as well, you can. Oh, yeah, the sprint didn't save because the lobby crashed right after the sprint results, so unfortunately we've got nothing to commentate on. I knew it was one of these races, and this is the one. So it's just going to be a short feature race for this stream, but maybe a bit later on. I've got to run another evaluation race tonight, but if I can find some time to squeeze in round 6, I will do that tonight as well. Anyway, let's go through the grid. Strategies: hard, soft, hard, medium, and potentially, if you're very good, medium, soft, if you can make it work. Also, the 2-stop strategy is medium, soft, soft, or medium, medium, soft, depending on how good your tyres are, is viable as well. So I'm hoping to see lots of variation on the strategies. We've got Juho starting last in the Nissan GTR 18 on the mediums. Matthew is going to be on the mediums as well. Hards for Khan. He was pretty quick. I did a lot of practice lobbies with him in practice features for this week, and he was very fast, so I'm surprised to see him down at 13th there. Munkin on the hards, Charizard on the hards, Shadows on the hards, Bendit on mediums. Mediums for Dykstra, who is hulked, so I'm going to call him hulked, because that's his Discord name. Mediums for Boa, and for NTO, and for Doslayer, and for Falcon, and for JP, and for Monty, and for Jezza. So basically, everyone at the front on mediums, most of the people at the back on hards, trying out the different strategies. I really hope someone tries the medium soft. Let's get going and see what happens in this race. I haven't actually looked at the results, so for a couple of weeks anyway, so I don't know what's going on. We got the Viper of Jezza starting on reverse grid pole. This is not a track that would be well suited to the Dodge Viper. But starting on pole with the mediums, the Viper is incredibly hard to overtake. It looks like JP was having a little look at Monty, slots in behind him. Monty getting a really good exit in his Lexus off of turn 2 there to create a little bit of a gap. Then we got Falcon under a little bit of pressure from Zelda into... Oh, there's been an incident. Someone was definitely sideways. And Hulked is... Oh, dear. All right, okay, we have to go back and see what's happened. Right on board, I think it was Boa who was sideways. So he is with Hulked in this little battle into turn 1 and 2. So I wonder what happened. Oh, he gets a great exit from turn 2, does Boa. Kind of alongside NTO. Now, what's going to happen here? Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Yeah, that'll do it. So Boa's all the way to the back. Hulked is down to 30th. You got Khan and Matthew having a little fight. Remember Matthew, where did Matthew start? Did he start at the back as well? Matthew, okay, he did. So this is a nightmare for Matthew, who is in P2 or P1 in the championship at this stage. Yeah, scoring 0 points in the sprint race. So I'd have loved to have seen what happened there with him. A little bit further up, so we got Munkin in the top 10. Shadow has made a single position. Doslayer very wide, getting the S's completely wrong. That's an easy position for Munkin and for for Shadow. Khan is going to try and go through, and Matthew's going through as well. Now we're going to see the final corner of the track, which is where you rejoin the main track for the pit straight. Everyone's kind of bunched together at the end of this first lap. Great start for Matthew. He's in the top 10 now. Then you got Shadow. We got two Citrus, Charizard and Shadow, kind of line astern here. Let's see if there's going to be any change for positions. Charizard still defending from his teammate here, and I think Shadow might chuck it into the next corner. Oh, he's already going for it now. Oh, Munkin has to lift to avoid collecting Charizard, who was very slow through that corner, and he... Oh no! Oh, that was bad. That was bad. So Munkin loses out to Hulked. Yeah, I wonder if that was reported. Definitely would have been a penalty. Now Munkin's trying to send it on down the inside on Boa, who's already recovered into the top 10 after he got wiped out at the exact same space that Charizard had that incident just now. So Shadow Wolf, meanwhile, is up into 7th already, just avoiding the carnage, which seems like half the battle in this tier, at least today. Hello, everyone. So heading down for the second time, we do have 31 laps in 40 minutes. This is a very short circuit. It's one of the shortest that we run, apart from Blue Moon, where we're also going to be racing in round 7. But Falcon's doing pretty well in his Ford GT. He's coming under a little, and NTO's coming under a little bit of pressure behind from Bendit, who's actually going to tuck in behind for now. So a little bit of a train forming behind Falcon. The Ford GT's not well suited to this kind of track because there's no straights for the engine to actually start kicking in. Let's have a look at what's going on at the top. We actually have... Oh, let's go back. It looks like Jezza may have made a mistake coming out of this really tricky corner onto the back straight here. Oh, he was completely out of position. He decides to go wide, which you can do. You can go incredibly wide at the exit there, but because of the tight entry, Monty is just going to cruise into the lead. Once again, Monty's looking like he's got some really good pace in that Lexus. And now Jez is just going to probably try and tuck him behind and stick with him. JP's not too far behind, and Falcon is starting to have a bit of breathing space from NTO, and Bendit's dropped off the back there. Then Shadow is starting to catch this group. Khan is doing well in this feature race. He started in P13. He's up to 8th on the hards. He's the highest placed hard tyre apart from Shadow. Is Bendit on the hards? No, he's on the mediums. So this is going pretty well for Khan if he wants to get in the top 5, which I do think, based on what I saw in practice, is definitely a decent shout for him. Hulk holding off Munkin, holding off Boa, holding off Zelda, holding off Matthew, who's dropped back down to 14th after being in the top 10, so he's been in the wars as well. Charizard really cut off at the back now as well. So into turn 1, Matthew's trying to get, I mean, he's only going to score 2 points for the whole day as it stands right now, so this is going to put a huge spanner in his hopes of winning the championship. It's kind of expected when you're in the Dodge Viper, but he's got a run on Boa in the inside here. Boa makes a little bit of contact with him in mid-corner and he gets that position. Now there's Zelda and Munkin just ahead of him as well to try and chase down. But let's go a little bit further forward. We've got Juho in the top 10. Remember, he started this feature race in last. He is in one of the best cars, though, the Nissan GT-R 18, compared to the AMG of Hulks, which is also pretty good. It's about to get a whole lot better after this race when we have the physics update. Really think that the AMG is one of the top cars. You did just see it nearly, he nearly lost it there halfway through the S's, which is one of the problems with the AMG. It's if you want to get the most out of it, you've kind of got to have your traction control low or off. You can see Hulk has his traction control on, which is saving him here. But if he was driving like that, he would for sure have been having a bit of an incident. But look, a little bit further up, speaking of an incident, it looked like Falcon had a really poor turn 1. NTO with the Renault, it's got really good acceleration from low speed. Maybe he can line him up for a move on the exit of this next corner coming up. It looks like he took the corner a little bit better. Neither of them really nailed the corner there. You can see a bit further forward as well, Jez is falling into the clutches of JP, so that might be a little move that happens before too long. Falcon going really wide through that corner, surely that's going to open the door for NTO. NTO takes a really tight exit from that corner. If he'd have opened up the his steering and really accelerated out of that corner earlier, he'd have managed to get Falcon before this twisty section, but he's still lining him up for a move, probably into the final corner of the lap, which is just coming up after this one. So he might have to be brave here with a bit of a dive if he wants to get this position quickly. He is going for it. And he does cover it off really well. Looks like a switchback attempt for Falcon, but NTO is going to have the inside line for the next corner. Falcon looks like he's fully ahead. NTO slotting in right behind him. He might need to try another dive in another corner here if he wants to get the position. The door's been left open and Falcon goes really wide around the corner. I think if I was Falcon I might have shut him off or gone defensive into turn 1 there. And NTO's up into P4. And Bendit is now the next person who is pretty close in his NSX to try and take Falcon here. Oh, nearly collects him in the middle of the corner, which is going to affect his exit. And Shadow might actually take advantage of this. Actually, no, he doesn't get a good exit himself. A little bit further up, JP has caught Jezza. So into this corner, Jezza struggling. His best lap is 20.5 compared to a 20.3 for JP. And he's taken the S's pretty well, I've got to say, for the Viper. And JP completely off track there, nearly loses it, manages to recover. And into the final corner, is he going to be able to get a good exit and have a run on Jezza? A bit of a wide entry for JP. I think he's going to have to get his head down a little bit more. Now look at this, Falcon has managed to get back ahead of NTO. And we got Bendit and Shadow really close behind, but no one getting the overtake done just yet. So yeah, this is definitely... oh, here comes NTO once again. And it looks like he got that position pretty straightforward. It looks like Bendit's got past... I don't know what's happened to Falcon there. Let's go back and actually ride on board with him. That was really strange. What is going on with him? Well, his tyres aren't going off. He was just really late on the throttle there. And then he brakes for this corner, which is not something you'd ever need to do. And then he has to brake again. And yeah, everyone just gets past him. So that's 3 positions lost in very quick succession there for Falcon. Maybe just an experience thing with it being his first season on GT here. So NTO, Bendit and Shadow, the good news for them is that they have been released. Let's have a quick check on our championship contender Matthew. He's currently still stuck behind Boa. He's ahead of Munkin, who must have had an error at some point, and he's ahead of Doslayer as well. So Doslayer qualifying second and racing on lap 7 in P14, which is a bit unfortunate. Let's see if Matthew can have a run on Boa. But yeah, it looks like the Viper's really struggling. This is a low-speed track in terms of the bot, which isn't too different, I don't think, at the moment. So, but yeah, the low speed definitely would benefit basically every other car. I think the Renault might be pretty solid here in terms of low speed tracks. Someone made a mistake there. That is Falcon. It looks like he just disappeared. What's going on? Let's see. I think this might have been a rage quit. Yeah, it is. You can see he's paused and just disappeared there, which is unfortunate to see, especially when you're in the top 10. I don't know why you do that. Maybe there was an emergency or something. Meanwhile, let's have a look at Monty. Monty's got the fastest lap, 19th lap. Every single lap of the race is in the 19s. You've got Jezza and JP going at it again. So let's ride on board with JP because he managed to get this move done. Jezza has been defending very well here. Jezza, of course, has a Tier 4 championship in the past. So he knows what he's doing and he knows how to get the top results. And he's got a really great exit from that corner and he's probably going to keep the position again. JP's got the inside line for the next corner. Shadow looks like he's overtaken NTO, so we'll have a quick look at that afterwards. But on the inside goes JP. Can he get on the throttle quick enough to consolidate this lead? It looks like he can. Jez is going to pull alongside around the outside here. An emergency. Okay, fair enough. I was going to say quitting when you're in the top 10 would be a bit of a strange one. Anyway, great overtake there for JP. Let's go back to Shadow because he managed to get NTO. So it looks like NTO got a bit of a poor exit and Shadow got some really good traction on the exit and yeah, it just wasn't even a contest there. So let's go back forward. Now, NTO might come under pressure here from Bendit. So we've got the Honda NSX, which is pretty bad on its tyres, and actually Bendit's managing them pretty well, because the NSX does have worse tyres than the Renault for sure. But they are pretty similar in tyre wear there. The Renault is a lot more, actually, Bendit must be saving a lot of fuel here as well compared to NTO. Because the other thing that the Renault is pretty good at is saving fuel. So maybe NTO just hasn't figured out how to race the car in feature race conditions. That's going to result in him having to put in a lot more fuel than Bendit in the pit stop, which means Bendit might actually just get him in the pits if he can't get him beforehand. And yeah, it looks like NTO got a much better exit from that corner, and yeah, there's not much of a battle going on anymore. So the battle looks like Monty is just 100 miles ahead at the moment. He's shredding his tyres. We know the Lexus isn't one of the better ones on tyre life. Really good on fuel. So if anyone's going to make the two-stop work and still win, it's going to be Monty. A little bit further back, JP's only just coming in. Let's try and figure out what this gap is. So you cross the line at 12 minutes 4. JP's going to cross the line. So there's a 9-second lead for Monty at the moment, which I wouldn't say is a guaranteed win. So if JP goes for the one stop, Monty would have a difficult time if he's doing the two-stop. But I think, looking at the tyres, they're quite similarly worn. I think they're probably going to end up doing a similar strategy. Jezza's getting caught by Shadow now. Let's see what Jezza can do. Well, looks like not much. If you can hang it around the outside, but Shadow's just got an easy line through there. And NTO is going to be the next one to try and get Jezza. So Jezza dropping back, unfortunately for him, but I think it was kind of inevitable given that he's in the Viper. I'm hoping to see him in a car where he can compete at every track next season, because he is one of. Well, I can see why you choose the Viper for this season. You got Le Mans, you got San Qua, you got Tokyo, where it does really excel. Ooh, that might be a penalty for NTO. That looked a little bit like a corner cut. Let's see if it is. It is 1.5 seconds. Very brutal there. So he's going to serve that at the next pit line. So Jez is probably not going to fight this too hard anyway. And he's going to get it here. Well, actually, he has to be careful because Bendit's actually going to have a run on him now. So that's NTO down 2 positions. Khan on his hard tyres. Still doing a really solid job here. Still been lapping in the 20s pretty much the whole race. This is a good pace on the hard tyres, that definitely. And he's with all these guys who are on the mediums. So if Khan is going to do the one stop, he's going to leapfrog potentially up into 2nd place at the end of the race. Needs to, figure out that corner a little bit better, and he's gone wide there as well. So as soon as I said that, he's dropped about 3 seconds off the back of NTO, so never mind. Jezza versus Bendit, looks like we're going to see a nice little battle here for P4 between these two. Watch Juho. Beginning of next lap, I'm guessing that's not this one then. Anyway, so yeah, Bendit is pretty close behind the back of Jez. Let's have a little look at JP. He's getting caught by Shadow now. Shadow set a lap in the 19s on hard tyres. Yeah, that's pretty good pace, I've got to say. I think if he was in Tier 3, he'd have won Tier 3 as well, to be honest, with this kind of pace. Bendit and NTO pretty close together here. So NTO's managed to catch up to the back of these guys. Then you've got Khan and Juho just slightly back as we start. I think he might have just served a penalty there. I don't know what I'm watching. Well, he's just on his own, so I'm assuming something crazy is about to happen. Khan's caught up to the back of these guys as well. So potentially the mediums are starting to get a little bit worn. NTO, ooh, a little bit wide. Khan just had a huge twitch there, had to go off track momentarily. Bendit's going to potentially challenge Jezza here into the braking zone. Interesting lines through there. I love seeing the different lines. You can take different lines through there as well, and it being it would be a pretty solid thing, but basically all you need to focus on there is the exit more than anything else. Bendit definitely has a run on Jezza now. NTO might have a run as well there. The Renault seems to like the S's. Maybe he's going to go 3 wide. Let's see what happens here. Bendit's absolutely sending it. You absolutely would not have been winning the wooden spoon in Tier 3. Let's not pretend. Come on. So that was a great little overtake round the outside there. Jez has got into the pits. Bendit actually defended incredibly well on the exit. Juho is still somewhat behind. Khan is starting to queue up behind these guys. NTO still has pretty decent tyres, a little bit worse than Bendit. And Khan has pretty similar tyre wear on the hard tyres. And Khan's going to try and send it on NTO. Oh, he nearly loses it again. Let's see, a little bit better camera angle. Looks like Shadow actually got ahead of JP at some point. Let's try and find out where that happened. It's just his favourite place to do it. On the exit of that corner, he just gets a much better exit in that Citroen than a lot of these other drivers. So he's really figured out that corner. And yeah, that was like taking candy for a baby. So, hard shod car of Shadow now only has 1 driver ahead of him, and it is Monty who's on completely dead tyres. He's still lapping in the 20s the last 5 laps. 19s and 20s, very good pace here from Monty, but I think he'll be coming in now. Yes, he does. So Shadow might actually take the lead of the race now. I can imagine he's going to continue racing until his fuel runs out potentially. In comes JP. Let's see what these other medium-tired cars are doing. So if you're coming in now, you're definitely doing a 2-stop. Bendit carries on, NTO comes in, Khan on his hards carries on, Juho on his mediums carries on as well. Doe Slayer goes in. Munkin carries on. What about Jezza? He is on the soft, so let's see where he comes out compared to everyone else. This could be a short stint for Jezza, I'm sure. He didn't put in any fuel, so he is ahead of JP, who's put in 77% of fuel. JP is coming out in and around Charizard there. Let's see what he can do. He's on mediums. Charizard's going to be on 1 hard tyres. So JP should... Well, he needs to get this position, otherwise he's going to lose heaps of time. And yeah, it was pretty straightforward in the end for JP, as long as he can nail this next corner. So good news for JP, he's got clear air now. Jezza on his softs has clear air until he catches Munkin, but given the difference in the tyres, he might actually catch him before too long. What's going on further forward? Shadow's just coming to complete another lap. Not expecting him to come in, but let's just see. Yeah, carrying on again. Bendit on the mediums. He doesn't have to come in either. He's got plenty of tyre life left on that Honda, so he's figured out how to drive it. Khan is putting some pressure on him now, so we're definitely in hard territory. Still lapping in the 20s for Khan as well. That's pretty good. Now, can he line up and move? Bendit places his car really well through turn 1, so Khan can't actually get a good exit going wide through there. Yeah, can't find a way through at the moment. And he goes a little bit on the grass there. That's very, very wide. He's going to lose a bit more momentum to Bendit. Duo's pretty much still on his own, as he has been all the time. Monty's got on the hards. Okay, is he going to try and go to the end on the hards? I don't know if that fuel will get you to the end. I doubt it. I can't remember. This was about a month ago. But this is looking pretty good for Monty, regardless. He's ahead of his teammate Munkin, who's yet to come in. Jezza on the softs is starting to catch up. He did an 18.8 and then a 20 flat. I think he needs to be in the 18s and 19s pretty solidly here. Looks like Matthew's just got a position on Charizard as well, so Charizard falling backwards. Matthew on the softs, just like Jezza, so they are doing the same strategy. There is about maybe between 5 and 10 seconds between Jezza and Matthew at the moment. Munkin, is he going to come in yet? He's going to carry on once again. There's no one coming into the pits this time around. Khan's still stuck behind Bendit, so let's stick with this battle. Good exit there onto the back straight for Khan, but he does still have about a second off of Bendit ahead of him. Let's have a quick look at what Shadow's times are. So he's been in the 20s pretty solidly. 20.5, 20.5, 20.7, 20.3 again. So compare that to how Monty is doing. Fairly similar, 20.9, 20.6, so he's a couple of tenths slower a lap Monty at the moment, which is fine, because he had at least 10 seconds on Shadow Wolf when the pit stops happened. Shadow carrying on again, so Shadow is absolutely one-stopping. The only question is he going to feel brave enough to go, oh, someone span, there's been an incident. Let's see. Khan's been stuck behind Bendit for quite a long time at this point. He's trying to get the switch back here. Bendit covers him off, and yeah, Khan shouldn't have, and he shouldn't be stopped on the racing line either. But also, if someone blocks you off like that, oh, I thought Bendit was going to come in, but he doesn't. Khan instead comes in, so he's getting off his tyres. Bendit's dropped a couple of positions. Juho and Monty are pretty close together now. Duo is on almost completely dead mediums here. Let's see what Monty can do. Monty's last lap was a 20.5 compared to a 20.3 to Shadow, so another couple of tenths down on Shadow's time. We're halfway through the race now, actually. So still loads of people haven't made the pit stops, so I think it's safe to assume if they haven't, they're going for the one stop. Monty's going to lose a lot of time in these S's since Juho's tyres are pretty dead. Yeah, he's 1.5 seconds off his own fastest lap there. That would be enough for a 20.5, but he's just got himself a half-second penalty here. So that is going to massively impact him. Shadow still carrying on. Shadow's latest lap was 20.6. Juho is coming into the pits anyway. Monty served his half-second penalty. That means his lap is actually a 22.1. So there's a good chunk that he's lost out on Shadow already. Bendit, who still hasn't pit yet, is still in P3. I'm wondering, well, yeah, look at his rear left. It's looking pretty grim at the moment. Jez is nearly at the end of his stints as well, and he's already caught back up to Bendit, who was one of the drivers that overtook him. He got past Munkin. JP on fresh mediums and put in a lot more fuel. In P6 at the moment, still with some clear air. Matthew's trying to catch up to him. It looks like Matthew's 0.6 lap quicker. Charizard on his hards. He's going to be coming in fairly soon. He's got a lot of tyre life left on them, but he's about to run out of fuel. He's over a second slower than his teammate Shadow. Pretty much every lap there. Which, given it's only a 1:20 lap, is quite a lot. So coming round is Boa, just ahead of Juho, who's just come in for fresh hards. Doslayer, who has already pit on medium, so he's actually recovering pretty well because he's close behind Juho now. And then NTO, who's dropped down to 12th. Khan, after his incident, is in 13th place, and all of the good work that he'd done on those hard tyres, he's going to have to do all over again on these mediums now. Bendit has come into the pits. The latest laps are Shadow Wolf has dropped it to the 21s for the first time. Monty half a second quicker on this lap, so I think Shadow's going to be coming in on this one, and he will drop behind Monty, that's for sure, but Monty is definitely coming in again. Jez is in for his second stop already, so he's fueling up to the end. JP's up to third, Matthew's up to fourth, still hasn't made his second stop yet, but that's coming soon. Boa is up into fifth on fresh hards, just ahead of Zelda, Finn, and NTO. So where did Bendit come out? Bendit came out in ninth. He did come out ahead of Khan, who he had the incident with, just ahead of him. So at least he doesn't have to worry about that. But these two should be ahead of this 1, 2, 3, 4, this battle of 4 cars. They should be in 5th and 6th place really, without that incident. But let's stick with Boa. Boa in the Nissan GTR 13, which is okay on acceleration. It has a very bad downforce setting there, as you saw Zelda go a little bit wide. Shadow's in the pits now as well. He couldn't take it as another lap. And Monty's going to retake the lead of the race. You can see him going through there on the mini-map. And I think Shadow's just going to slot in to P2 when he comes out, unless JP gets him. Let's stick with JP. Matthew's in for his second stop as well. Shadow's still refueling, so JP's up into second now. This is good news for JP. Shadow's coming out on his hard tyres. He's going hard. Oh no, he's on mediums, sorry. He was on hards, now he's on mediums to the end, for sure. With 11 laps left, so he wasn't feeling brave enough to try the softs. Boa on the hards, continuing again. He's got a bit of a gap to Juho now, who's in 5th. Did something happen here? Sorry, I'm getting my camera angles all messed up. He's got Boa and Zelda ahead. Zelda not getting a good exit. And Juho's just going to swoop through there and take what is now P5. Matthew in the pits with absolutely 0 fuel left. And there we go. There's that position. It looks like Zelda's trying to hold it around the outside, but he's not going to be able to. And yeah, Juho up into 5th now. So all the cars are kind of a little bit out of position. Oh, is he going to save it? Yes, he does. That was a hairy moment. JP following through, lapping in the 20s and 21s. Shadow on his first full lap. Then we got Boa just ahead of Duos, right at the head of this little battle. Let's ride up on with Zelda. Zelda trying to get this position back. We've got the GR Supra versus the Nissan GTR, the 2018 version, so the new one. We've got NTO and Khan pretty close behind. So something's happened to Bendit again, he's fallen back. So, is Zelda going to feel brave enough to send it? Oh! You might have missed that. Let's watch that again. Right, into the braking zone. Completely misses it. Into the wall. So, now, is he going to be able to rejoin safely here? Looks like he's back on the track pretty safely. He's got lots of damage, so Khan and NTO might take advantage of this. Oh, great exit there for Khan. But it's still got damage, so this looks a little bit more impressive than it actually is. Is NTO going to follow him through? Couldn't get it done there. So Khan up to P6. Zelda's still lining up Juho for a move. He's looking very comfortable. There's the dirty air coming into play, but Juho really lifting through the S's as well. The exit you want to try and take flat out as much as possible. Juho going defensive into the final corner. He gets a good exit there. Zelda's going to try and drag race him down, but actually he has to slot in behind. Now we've got Khan versus Boa once again for position. So this, well, we've actually got 2x2 here, with the two ahead as well. So Duo going defensive into the corner, looks like he's got that one boxed off. Khan couldn't quite do the same. Boa trying to hold it around the outside, which is very difficult to do, and Khan blocks that off. Now Juho taking this corner pretty poorly, I've got to say, and that's just opened the door for Doslayer to send it down the inside. Juho couldn't get a good exit there, and now he's going to come under pressure from Khan, trying to get another position pretty quickly. So yeah, a really bad first sector for Juho. And he's going to get another... oh, actually he's going to get the switch back here. Side by side into the S's, which is very difficult to do. Duo goes wide. Khan gets through. Boa gets through. Doslayer goes off track ahead. Lets Khan up into 4th place now. Now you got 3 cars wide. Zelda gets pushed off. Everyone side by side. Boa and Juho still really close together. And NTO trying to send it. And it looks like he's going to get Juho now. Now you got Munkin in there as well. It's all kicking off in this battle for P4. Which Juho has gone from 4th down to 8th. If Munkin can hold this around the outside, but he's boxed in. Yeah, he has to brake early. Juho gets it a little bit wrong there on the braking. And he sends NTO off as well. And yeah, he's struggling to rejoin the track there. Which means Bendit gets past and Juho's down to 10th now. Bloody hell. Let's have a quick look at what's going on at the front. Monty, a 21.221 flat, and then a 20.3. So he's found a bit more pace on this most previous lap, which he needs to because Shadow's on fire. He's in the very low 19s and the high 18s in the last 3 laps. JP struggling to keep up with him. He's actually lost that position. I won't go back. It probably happened a lap or 2 ago. Spare JP's blushes there, but Shadow really on a charge now. He's got I do think Monty's gonna have to come in again, but I'm not sure. He's got what, 30% left on his tank, and Shadow's got 50%. Yeah, but if Monty doesn't have to come in again, he's easy won this race. But JP's on for a really solid podium here. He's got a huge gap to Khan behind, but again, is he going to have to come in? And I'm not sure his medium tyres are going to last to the end of the race. He might have to pop on some softs and do a last gasp finish here. Khan's starting to pull away from Boa in P4. Boa was under a lot of pressure, but he's actually dropped back in P5. And then we've got NTO and Doslayer in this battle for P6 now. Bendit not too far behind either. Oh, he's gone for it! The door was left open. And yeah, that was a great overtake there. If I was NTO, I'd be a little bit embarrassed / annoyed. He absolutely got caught with his pants down, and yeah, can have no complaints to that one. Very solid overtake there for Zelda. But the question is, does Zelda have the consistency over the next few laps to start building a gap? He's still on the mediums, and they are still better than the hards at this stage of the race. Oh, so JP does have to stop again, because he started on the mediums and he's on mediums again. Ah, is it going to be enough for a podium? Zelda's come into the pits, so he's going to drop probably outside the top 10 there. Shadow still in the low 19s, and Monty's in the high 20s. What's it going to be? It's going to be close between them two. Either way. Right, now we've got Bendit trying to catch NTO, and then we've got Matthew and Juho. Matthew's on the softs again. Is he going to do a 3-stop? I think he might be. Those softs aren't making the end. I don't think... Oh! Mistake by NTO. Bendit's going to try and get through, and he does before the corner. Is Juho going to be able to follow him through? NTO's going to have some dirty tyres through the S section. Excuse me, I've got a cough today. NTO goes a little bit wide on the exit of that corner. I think he'll avoid a penalty though. You can get a penalty for going wide on the exit of the S's. Juho lining up a move. Are we going to see any more dashes into the pits from anybody? Matthew's carrying on for another lap. Jez has got some fresh mediums to the end. Hulk is in P11, Munkin's in P12 on pretty fresh mediums. Doslayer on very fresh softs has come out down in 13th. And Charizard's really struggled in this race. Really struggled. Pretty fresh mediums, but 21s and 22s that he's setting. Looks like I think Monty is going to be able to make it to the end. Are we going to see a race victory here for the Lexus? Or is this Citroen going to be able to find something and get yet another victory this season? JP coming down and dives into the pits. That is actually going to promote Khan up into the podium positions. Khan has been absolutely on fire in this second half of the race since he's made his pit stop. Lapping in the 21s and the 20s. Had an incident and was stuck behind a bunch of cars for a while. And it's all just working out. Boa's come in, so is that going to promote Bendit up? But let's see where JP comes out. No fuel, so just a tyre change here for JP. It looks like he is ahead of Bendit. Is he? Let's side by side. He's on the soft. Bendit goes a little bit wide around the corner to try and allow JP the space. JP's gonna... Oh, a little bit pushed wide there. Now... Oh, that might be a penalty. I don't think it is, actually. He needs to get a good exit here, JP, and get Bendit into the next corner so that he can try and at least chase down Khan, whose tyres are going off at this point. He has enough time potentially if he has the perfect end to his race. He's been squeezed there from Bendit, which is completely fair, which didn't allow him to get alongside properly into the corner. And Bendit is covering off the inside for the next corner as well. Goes a little bit deep though. JP's lining him up pretty well. Just needs to get a good exit from this final part of the S's, and he should be able to have a go at the final turn. Bendit's leaving the door open as well. And keeps that position. So I was slightly distracted by some noise. So yeah, good defending there from Bendit. Nothing JP could do on that lap, but he's got to keep doing that for the rest of the race. NTO might make things interesting here if he could try and catch JP. Instead he bumps him around the corner. Actually probably helps JP get a little bit closer to Bendit, in all honesty. Duo's trying to get NTO as well. As we brake, JP's got another run on Bendit. He needs to, like I said, just go for a move here. He really tried in the previous lap. He was a bit closer on the previous lap here. Around the outside he's trying this time, and with the soft tyres, he's going to pull it off. That was very impressive. And if he could just avoid getting a penalty here, because his line was slightly compromised into the corner, I think it should be pretty safe for JP to get a P4. Might have left it a bit too late to try and catch Khan, but we'll see what happens. Monty, meanwhile, let's have a look. Shadow could finally actually see Monty on a straight for the first time. 19.2 was his last lap, compared to a 21.9 for Monty. Monty's tyres are completely dead. Shadow's going to have plenty of tyre life left at the end. It might be close here. This would be heartbreaking for Monty if he loses the victory after pretty much dominating the entire time. Let's see where our other championship contender is. Matthew down in 13th with the 3-stop strategy just completely not working. So let's see what the lap time looks like this time. We've got 2 more laps after this, and it looks like a right little battle for victory, which to be honest I wasn't really expecting. A 21.1, so an improved lap time there. A 19.2, so 1.9 seconds. And what do you think that gap is? Probably 3-ish. So this means if the pace carries on, Shadow catches up to Monty on the final lap, potentially the final corner is where his best chance of getting an overtake done is going to happen. What Monty just needs to focus on here is not making any mistakes for the rest of this race, and I think he's got it sewn up. And nurse these hard tyres home as much as possible. You can see in that corner, Shadow just really chunked a huge gap out of him. Monty going incredibly gingerly here. But yeah, Shadow's not going to be able to catch up to him in the final lap. He goes a bit wide there. Is that going to be a penalty? No, he gets away with it. Now, we are starting the final lap here. Let's have a look at these lap times. It is a 20.6. Really good lap there for Monty compared to the previous laps. If he'd have been doing that for the whole stint, he wouldn't be under pressure now, compared to a 19.4. So that was only 1.2 seconds quicker for Shadow. He needs to have the lap of his life here to get the victory. Monty got a little bit wide around that corner. He needs to keep a bit of a gap going into the S's, because Shadow's going to be so quick coming out of those S's that it might line him up for a move. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty good for Monty. He just needs to nail these corners and then defend for his life down the inside of the final turn. And he might actually get this real win. It looks like a good exit there for Monty. He goes really deep onto the grass. That's going to affect him. A little bit touch of the grass again there. Now he's defending into the final corner. Let's see what he can do here. He is comfortably ahead still. He needs to cover off. Oh, he gets a little bump out of the corner there. Is that how it's going to end? It's a drag race down to the finish. It looks like Monty's going to win it in the end. Really good win there for Monty. A lot closer than I was expecting. Now I've got quite a big gap to everyone else. These two absolutely on fire with the strategies that they had. Khan is just coming up to the final corner now. And yeah, Khan's getting the win. It's actually good that the last place on the podium. It's actually good that Monty won that, because there was a little bit of contact, and if that has resulted in Shadow getting the victory, I think it might have been caused a little bit of drama. But great win there for Monty. JP in P4, really good result for him. The highest of the two stoppers. Then we've got Bendit in 5th, NTO in 6th, Jezza in 7th, Juho 8th, Bo in 9th, Dosley 10th, Monk in 11th. What the hell happened there? Let's go back just a little bit. Let's ride on board with Munkin as we go into the final corner. How did these guys all end up right with each other after 31 whole laps? Look at that little drag race between everyone, changing positions, you can see on the timing board there. Good little nice battles between all those guys. Then we have Charizard coming round to take P12. 4 points on the board for Charizard today. Hulk down in P13. Surprised he was so low. Matthew's going to take 14th, and then Falcon had to leave, so he was in 15th. So that was impressive. That was really impressive from Monty and from Shadow, both doing kind of the opposite strategies to each other and ending up right together at the end. Monty needing the kind of reverse grid bump to get himself that lead, which led to his victory. So that's it. That's round 5 done. Like I said, I'm going to potentially try and fit in round 6 before I'm hosting an evaluation race tonight. The last one before the sign-ups close. So yeah, if I can, I'll fit it in. But I'm also going out soon as well. So yeah, we'll wait and see. But thanks for watching, guys.